May nothing evil, may nothing evil cross this door, and may ill fortune never bright about these windows. May the roar and rain go by. By faith made strong, the rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This heart, though all the world grow chill, will keep you warm. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching thy lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. I'm Amy Self, and I'm glad to be serving as your worship leader this morning. One thing I love about this congregation is these services, how we combine ritual and community and sermon with a great message and poetry and music. I just get a lot. It feeds me. If you're joining us online, please fill out a visitor form found in the link in the description. We'd love to connect with you. Many of us are here because we are seeking something larger than ourselves to connect with, a sense of rootedness to hold us as we create meaning together. We do that well here, though not perfectly. Here we strive for authenticity and connection, not perfection. That also means taking care of your body. If you need to stand or stretch or walk around with a baby or use the restroom, get water, cry, move to a different seat, that's fine. We just want you to be comfortable. Whether it's your first time in worship with us or your 100th time, we hope that you'll find here questions that stretch you, people to befriend you, and universal religious values that challenge you to join us in loving boldly, living justly, and welcoming radically. Each week we gather in community to refocus on the things which are most important in our lives. Remembering who we are and what we are for. It is a serious task done joyfully, playfully, and intentionally. It is a time for spiritual practice, for our essential work as human beings, a time to return to the wells from which we draw meaning and sustenance. Our flaming chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. It suggests perhaps that within our separate selves burns a flame of unity, of connection, and compassion. Once felt, that fire cannot be extinguished. And so we gather, weaving our lives together. Will you join in saying the words of our mission as I light the chalice this morning? Get my flame first, hold on. We've changed this, so we're practicing here. Okay, so I'll start, you join with me. We gather in fellowship
to connect bravely, deep and spiritually, embody justice, and always love.
Thanks for helping me practice that my part. Okay, I guess maybe I'll blow this out. Is it me? It's you. Okay.
Oh, it is good to be here together on this Beautiful, warm, slightly disturbing, pleasant morning. I want to say too, I was mentioning someone after the first service, I was chatting with them, a newcomer, they were saying, oh, you probably recognize me, I was the one who came in late. And I told them, and I believe this so deeply, if you are in the building on a Sunday, you are not late. Right? Genuinely. I told them, and this is true, I am on time because I am paid to be here on time. Otherwise, I would not be on time. So I love the warmth, the welcome that you extend. In this service today, a little different from our usual services, we remember the old year gone by. And in story and poetry and ritual, we'll look back over the ground we've traveled these last 12 months. It's a moment of pause today, this in-between time, after the old has ended and before the new has begun, a time to think on what you want to bring forward to the new year, what you want to leave behind in the old. It's fitting to do this at the start of January, door to the new year and new beginnings, and even more fitting when you know who January is named for. Do you know? Oh, you do. Well, that covers what I was going to talk about. Yeah. January is named for the Roman god Janus. This is Janus, the god of beginnings, of gates, of transitions, of time and doorways and passages and ending. Janus has two faces, as in this picture, one that looks forward into the future and one that looks back into the past to what's coming. A face on the front of the head and the rear. This got a very disgusted response from several of the kids at the 9 a.m. service. I get it. But at New Year's, we're doing this same thing. We're looking back at where we've been. We're looking ahead to where we're going. Here's the thing, though. Does January 1st feel like the start of a new year to you? Not really. If you could set any date as the start of the new year, what date would you set as the start of a new year? St. Patrick's Day, a very confident Groundhog's Day. Winter solstice. Winter solstice, April 15th, says someone involved with taxes. 16th, yep. The end of school, Labor Day, yeah. Your birthday. Someone, a kid at the 9 a.m. said that too. My birth, June 24th, he said. It's my birthday. That's when the new year should begin. I always felt like the new year started in the fall. In Massachusetts, we started school after Labor Day. My birthday was September 8th. It was like that was all the beginning. Happy birthday, go to school. But that's a newness. But maybe there is wisdom in carving out a new beginning right in the middle of things, because we're always right in the middle of things. Turning points, new starts, passages, often those things are clear in retrospect. Sometimes you even put a date on them in retrospect that you can't assign when you're in the middle of the thing. The only time we have is now, and now is never going to be perfect. It will never be all the way calm and settled and orderly. I had a therapist tell me once there will still be things to do undone on your to-do list when you die. It was sobering. But it was what I needed to hear then too, this sense that you're always in the middle of things. So in the middle of things maybe is the perfect time to start. Alive and joyous and free, not in some future moment, but here, now. And the two-headed Janus looks forward and looks back and presides over all beginnings and transitions of the old year into new, of the old you into the new. He watches over passageways through time and space. And maybe this midwinter time is the opportunity to make the change in your life. So I'll send us all onward with a question. I'll send our kids onward if there are any here who leave as we sing and go off to classes, but I'll also give this to everyone in the room too. What do you want to leave behind in the old year? What do you want to leave behind? And which is in your power to leave behind. Just for Janice to keep looking back at as you make your way forward. What will you leave behind? Let's sing together. Oh man, I should also say, it is so good to have Sam Henderson back with us singing. Sam, thanks for being here.
Thank y'all. It's always the warmest reception. I love y'all so much. Please stand as you're able. We'll sing Spirit of Life. Spirit of Life. One more time. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots only cross, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
As we turn toward the new year, we take a final glimpse of the past, and we do it right as we are in the thick of things. I felt that so strongly watching the news yesterday, what's unfolding in Venezuela. Looking back to everything that's brought us to this moment and wondering at all of the possible paths forward that might come. In the midst of that, what I felt so strongly was a pull to make sense of it, to judge, to decide, to investigate, to understand, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. All of that is appropriate and right. But I noticed in myself that it was slower, but I think ultimately more important to rest not in the politics and geopolitics of it, but first in the shared humanity. In this shared humanity with all of the people in that nation who woke not knowing what was coming, not knowing what the days ahead would bring, who moved through the world with the same fear and faith and compassion and pain that we do. Remembering that it's an accident of birth. It's a random chance that we're here and they're there. And there's nothing more than that which separates us. whatever comes in the days ahead, I don't want to lose that clarity. In the midst of all of it, we look back at the old year and we look ahead. We look back and we reckon with everything that that year held for each of us. What do you need to let go of? What are you carrying with you that you're ready to set down? Reflecting on the past year, is there something for you, a person, a place, a habit that's been a hindrance to your well-being? Something that you're ready, or if not readied, at least willing to be ready to let go of, to say no to in the new year. Our ushers are going to pass baskets that have pencils or pens and little slips of paper. These are flash paper, specially treated to go up in flames with no ash or residue left behind. And a little later in the service, I'm going to invite you to come down and burn them up instead of our usual stones ritual. But for now, take a pencil or a pen, take a slip of paper, and I invite you to write on it, what do you want to let go of from this last year? What are the parts of your lives, the ideas, the people, the habits, the ways of living that have become obstacles to the person that you want to be? What are the things that you're still carrying with you that served you well in the past that you need to set down now? A rowboat may get you across a harbor, but it's foolishness then to put it on your back and carry it up the mountain, right? What served you well that you need to let go of now? What might you burn away? What might you release? And if you're here in person, write a word or two or as many will fit on that little scrap of paper. No one will see it except for you and the flame. And a little later in the service, I'll invite you, instead of our stones, to come forward and burn it or give it to your neighbor to carry forward to burn for you. And while burning a slip of paper, it doesn't necessarily mean that the process of letting go is complete. All the same, ritual is an important step in setting an intention to continue letting go. Letting go of the past is about waking back up to the present again. You stop replaying all of the old tapes so that you can hear the music in this present moment. To revisit all of the difficult things of this past year, to contemplate the hard things you want to leave behind. I'm not giving this to you as a dour, depressing task. Think back on all of the terrible things that happened and how bad of a person you are. No. It is none of that. It is not a time for beating yourself up. It is a time for saying, I am ready to let go. I'm ready, in fact, to stop beating myself up about this thing. It's an invitation to a more full kind of living. We pause at this threshold between one year and the next. We remember and we release, and then we'll go out with resolve. But first we remember a year that's been full of growth and struggle, of sorrow and joy, and loss and beauty, all of it, as our lives always are. I shared this meditation adapted from Victoria Safford. She calls this the map of the journey in progress. And I imagine her spreading out, pulling out from one of those great big map drawers and spreading out this huge map of what the territory of your life has been in this last year. And as I share these reflections from her, I'll invite you, where are these places for you on your own map of the journey in progress? Here is where I found my voice and chose to be brave. And here is a place where I forgave someone against my better judgment. And I survived that, and unexpectedly, amazingly, I became wiser. And here's where I was once forgiven, was ready for once in my life to receive forgiveness and be transformed. And I survived that too and lived to tell the tale. And here's the place where I said no more loudly than I thought I ever could, and everybody stared, but I said no loudly anyway, because I knew it must be said, and those staring settled down into harmless, ineffective grumbling and had no power over me anymore. And here's a time, and here's another where I laid down my fear and walked right into it, right up to my neck in that roiling water. Here's where cruelty taught me something. And here's where I was first astonished by gratuitous compassion and knew it for the miracle it is, the requirement it is. It was a trembling time there. And here, much later, is where I returned the blessing, clumsily. It wasn't hard, but I was unaccustomed. It cycled round, and as best I could, I sent the gift on, back out. Circular, no apparent end to that motion. And here's a place, a murky puddle, where I have stumbled more than once and fallen. I don't know yet what to learn there. And on this sight I was outraged, and the rage sustains me still. It clarifies my seeing. And here's where something caught me, a warm breeze in the winter, a bird song in the late summer. And there's where I was told that something was wrong with my eyes, that I see the world strangely. And here's where I said, yes, I know. I walk in beauty. And here's where I began to look with my own eyes and listen with my ears and sing my own song, shaky as it is. And here is where, as if by a surgeon's knife, my heart was opened up, and here, and here, and here, and here. These are the landmarks of conversion. In the in-between, we remember. Because choosing what to leave behind in the old year involves looking back through the year, through the years, and also remembering what to keep, what to carry with you. It's easier for some of us to only look back at the bad. For some of us, it is a long practiced habit to carefully tally the failures and sort of forget about the good and beautiful, the 10,000 things that love you into being every day. So to remember, the poet Joy Harjo writes this. She says, "Remember the sky you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon, know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn, that is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away to night. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life, and her mother's, and hers. Remember your father, he is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their own tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all people are you. Remember, you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember, language comes from this. Remember, the dance language is that life is. Remember. We look back in order to make our path into the future with more clarity. We remember the vast, the intertwining world that shapes us. We remember the ancestors, the history which carries us forward. And here in the in-between, this moment, after the past has ended, but before the future has begun, we're on the threshold, the gate, the passageway. It's a moment of remembering and of releasing. A time for choosing what to let go of. What do you need to let go of? What are you still carrying that you need to set down? Write it down if you haven't yet. As I share these words from E.E. Cummings, who says, let it go. Let it go. The smashed word, broken open vow, or the oath cracked lengthwise. Let it go. It was sworn to go. Let them go. The truthful liars and fair false friends, and the boths and the neithers, you must let them go. They were born to go. Let all go. The big, small, middling, tall, bigger, really the biggest, and all things, let all go, dear. So comes love. For those of us gathered in person, as the music begins, I'll invite you to come forward with your flash paper, starting with the back half of the room, and then folks on the sides, then the front. The paper burns quickly, so quickly. Amy and I will be here in front to help. If you would prefer not to play with fire, just hand it to one of us. We'll light it. We practiced. If you do light it, what I would suggest is light a corner. It'll go up in 2 seconds. Light the corner and then let it go, and it will just burst into fire in the air. Please come forward as you feel moved. Janus is the god of thresholds, of doorways, but I like better than that the god of passages and portals. It's not always obvious when something new exactly is beginning, and transformation often takes time. Sometimes there is that particular moment that you look back at and you say, that was it. That was the moment of stepping over the threshold. But I think more often you look back and see the passageway, the portal in your life, the transformation that took place over time. The god Janus, from what I could find, isn't a god who directs where you're going. You don't pray to Janus to say, tell me what's happening in this coming year, or what direction should I take, or what choice should I make. I like instead that he's there in those moments of transition only as accompaniment, as a witness, that in the midst of something ending and something else beginning, you're never really alone. There's a wisdom in that. The poet Billy Collins writes a piece called Aristotle, so named because apparently Aristotle was the first to claim that all drama unfolds in three parts. All drama has a beginning and a middle and an end. And so in the poem, he offers this catalog of beginnings and middles and endings. But resting on the pages laid out in front of me, there's a way that all three of this is happening at once. Like Janus facing forward and back simultaneously, we could take these in any order, beginnings and endings and middles. We could read them even simultaneously, layered on top of one another. The poet writes this, called Aristotle. He says, this is the beginning. Almost anything can happen. This is where you find the creation of light, a fish wriggling onto land, the first word of Paradise Lost on an empty page. Think of an egg, the letter A woman ironing on a bare stage as the heavy curtain rises. This is the very beginning. The first person narrator introduces himself, tells us about his lineage. The mezzo-soprano stands in the wings. Here, the climbers are studying a map or pulling on their long wool socks. This is early on, years before the ark, dawn. The profile of an animal is being smeared on a cave wall, and you have not yet learned to crawl. This is the opening, the gambit, a pawn moving forward an inch. This is your first night with her. This is your first night without her. This is the first part where the wheels begin to turn, where the elevator begins its ascent before the doors lurch apart. This is the middle. Things have had time to get complicated, messy, really. Nothing is simple anymore. Cities have sprouted up along the rivers, teeming with people at cross purposes, a million schemes, a million wild looks. Disappointment unshoulders his knapsack here and pitches his ragged tent. This is the sticky part where the plot congeals, where the action suddenly reverses or swerves off in an outrageous direction. Here, the narrator devotes a long paragraph to why Miriam does not want Edward's child. Someone hides a letter under a pillow. Here, the aria rises to a pitch, a song of betrayal salted with revenge. And the climbing party is stuck on a ledge halfway up the mountain. This is the bridge. This is the painful modulation. This is the thick of things. So much is crowded into the middle. The guitars of Spain, piles of ripe avocados, Russian uniforms, noisy parties, lakeside kisses, arguments heard through a wall. Too much to name. Too much to think about. And this is the end. The car running out of road. The river losing its name in the ocean. The long nose of the photographed horse touching the white electronic line. This is the colophon, the last elephant in the parade, the empty wheelchair, and pigeons floating down in the evening. Here, the stage is littered with bodies. The narrator leads the characters to their cells, and the climbers are in their graves. It is me hitting the period and you closing the book. It is Sylvia Plath in the kitchen and St. Clement with an anchor around his neck. This is the final bit, thinning away to nothing. This is the end, according to Aristotle, what we have all been waiting for. What everything comes down to, the destination we cannot help imagining. A streak of light in the sky, a hat on a peg, and outside the cabin, falling leaves. Here we are, in this moment, at the end of all things and in the middle of all things, and at the beginning of all things, too, all at once. And we have remembered this year gone by and let go what needs letting go of. And we go out renewed to meet the new day. We sung together to open the service. May Nothing Evil is the hymn title, but the older title for it is A Prayer for This House. We sung together a prayer for this house to open the service. And will you join in singing another prayer now for ourselves, for each other, to set our feet on the right road as we go onward? And will you rise in body or in spirit to sing together?
My blood doth rise in the roots of an oak, her sap doth run in my veins, boundless my soul like the open sky, where the stars forever have lain, where the stars, where the stars forever have lain. My hands hold weavings of time without end. My sight as deep as the sea, beating my heart sounds the measures of old, out of love's eternity. That of love, that of love, that of love's eternity. I feel the tides as they answer the moon, rushing on a far distant sand, winging my song is the wind of my breast, and my love blows over the land. And my love, and my love, and my love blows over the land. My foot carries days of the old into new. Our dreaming shows us the way. Wondrous our faith settles deep in the earth, rising green to bring a new day. Rising green, rising green.
Each week, we split our plate with a local nonprofit doing good work to make the world a better place. This month, our offering goes to the Future Arts Foundation, which works to improve community through arts, music, and environmental programs. They host the annual Bluebird Music Festival, which is a concert series. I looked at it online. It sounds really great. It's in April. And other cultural events. Proceeds from these events provide Colorado schools with instruments that they cannot afford and allow them to host free youth arts workshops to the children of Colorado teachers and first responders. I invite you to give as generously as you are able. For those online, you can use the QR code or find a link in the video description. For those gathered in person, you can scan the QR code or make a donation as the ushers now pass the baskets. May our gifts be used to enact justice, bringing justice and love to the Boulder community. Before we close, I have two invitations. Today at 12:15 in the listening room, if you're interested in learning more about this church and what we do here and how to connect, Reverend David and our connection and community manager Scott Montgomery and Rachel host an informal getting to know you UCB conversation in the listening room, which is just in the back there. Also, on Saturday, January 17th, Rachel and Reverend David will lead a workshop called Owning Your Religious Past. It's a day-long experience to consider what has served you in your religious past and what you can let go of. Register with the link in the weekly email. So we close with this blessing by Molly Hausch Gordon. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak, to mind your life. Go in blessing and be a blessing to a world that needs our care. We rise in body or in spirit as we close in song.
Invite you to sing the choruses with me as we sing Turning of the Year. Dark the sky and dark the land and dark the running sea. Oh, lay your hand upon my hand and share the night with me. Two friends we had and foes we had, and those who held us dear. We raised the glass to that and last at turning of the year. One more road, one more hill, one more stony shore, one more river to cross until we're going home once more. Two friends we had and foes we had, and those who held us dear. We raised the glass to that and last at turning of the year. So friend or foe, we wish you is, however far you roam, or sail the seven salty seas, or walk the hills of home. To friends we had and foes we had, and those who held us dear. We raise the glass to that and last at turning of the year. Happy New Year, y'all!